Hello everyone. So in today's video, I'll be discussing about how you can create grid in Magento admin. Actually, I got this request from one of my subscriber that like why don't you make one video on how to create grid in Magento 2. So here I am. So without any further ado, let's get started. So as you can see, I'm into the Magento admin, and I'll just first show you that what is that grid. So if I go to what is that orders, so as you can see I've created one menu, and this particular grid consists of the orders that are being placed by the customers. So if I click on this, so it will be redirected to a why it is not going, just hold on. Yeah, so this is the page where it will be landing upon, and this is the grid that I have created. And yeah, so you can see that the ID it's consisting of the ID, the product name, and the SKU. Okay, so this is basically the grid. So this is how it will be looking into the in the Magento's admin. So I'm going to the coding part of it, then I'll be explaining it to step by step. So be with me. Okay, so this is the namespace, this is the module, and so we're starting off with the etc directory. And if I go to the admin HTML, if you see, like in my previous videos also I've explained how to create a menu in the Magento's admin. So you can see that this is the menu with the sub menu, and yeah, so this one, that is the purchased order by customers. This is the link that I just clicked on, and it will be landing upon this particular URL that I've given in the action value. So as you can see, this is the front name, this is the controller, and this is the action method. Okay, so for that, what I will do, I'll create a routes.xml inside admin HTML, and since it's an admin router, so it will be ID should be admin, and this is the ID of the front name, and this is the front name that I'm going to use it. So purchased is this one. Now what I will do, I will go to the controller part. Okay, now this is the controller, and since it's an admin one, so I'll be clicking on controller, and when I expand the admin HTML, so this one is a controller name. Now what I will do, I'll go to the action method, that is the index. So what I will do, I'll click on this. So this is the main index file, that is the action method, and we'll be extending the Magento's backend app action. And just drag this down. Yeah, so if you can see, this is a like this is the constructor of it, and this is the allowed, means it is like you are giving it permission to run it, that this particular module. Okay, and this is the main method that is going to be executed whenever you are clicking on that particular sub menu. Okay, now you can see the execute method, what it returns is that it returns a page. So first you have to create a result page factory, and you are going to set the active menu that we created over there, and we are appending some title on it. Okay, that is a purchased orders, and after that we are also appending breadcrumbs, that is a path that we all know. And what we are doing, we are returning the result page. Okay, from here, and from the controller, what you will do, you will have to create a view directory, admin HTML, then you have to go to the layout. So layout, as you know, that it should be equivalent to the controller and to the action method. So as you can see, the same file should be there, that is a purchased underscore index, that is a controller, and index is a method name. Now if I click on this particular layout, what we have over here is that we have the reference container content, and we are using a UI component. So basically, I forgot to mention this in the starting of this video, is that you can create admin grid in two ways, that is using the UI component, and another one is using the blocks. Okay, so for me it is very much like it is suitable for me to create admin grid using the UI component. So you can create it any of the two methods. So in today's video I am explaining about the UI component part, how you can create it. So if you want me to to make a video on how to create admin grid using blocks, so I can do that as well. Okay, so this is the UI component, and as you can see, the UI component name is the purchased listing. Okay, so now this is the same UI component that we have created, the directory, and this is the file name. Okay, the purchase listing. Yes, this is the main file where everything is happening, and as you can see, this is a pretty big file, and what we have is that, see, so this is the layout actually. There's the listing, because this is the grid listing for the data that we are going to create it. And over here, that is the main things that I'm going to highlight over here is that for the provider, that is, this is the data provider. Okay, because in the grid actually it's a collection. Okay, and from that collection you are just displaying it through a grid in the admin part. So what you will do, you'll have to give a provider, that is a purchased listing that we have given. Okay, and the purchase listing data source. So this will be the same for everything. Okay, and to this I'll open this one as well. Okay, because this file is directly linked with this di.xml. How? I'll show you. So if you go to the provider part, over here you see the purchase listing data source. Now if I try to go to a di.xml, now if I try to search it, now you can find over here is that this is the collection, and the see that this is a type of UI component data provider that is used for the collection factory. So this is required. We have to give this data source, because this is the data source, means from where the collection will be formed, and from there data will be visible in the grid. And if you see this particular listing data source, it is getting, or it is collecting data from this particular resource model purchased grid collection. So from this particular class I am generating a collection, and from that collection I am getting a data source, and that same data source I am using in my this one, in my layout file. Okay, so I will first I'll go through this file, then I will jump to this particular collection. Where is it? This particular file that I have created for the collection purpose. So just keep in mind that we have created a collection, and that collection has been appended with the purchase listing data source, and that particular data source is being used over here. Okay, so let me first explain this part, then I will go to the di.xml, then I'll go to the collection part. Okay, so this is the purchase listing. This we have understood from where it is coming, and this is these are the buttons actually. Okay, so what kind of buttons that we are going to give over here is that we can see that we have add new button. Okay, so if you go to this grid, and if I click on this, so see, this is the add new button over here. That means whenever you will be clicking on that button, a new page or new data entry can be put upon. So this is basically what you can create n numbers of buttons over here, for each having its own action of it. Okay, so this part you can modify according to your own use. Now coming to the grid. Okay, now if I click on this, so this is the buttons part what we have done over here, and same, that is the data source that I'm using, and it is using the class, the name is purchased grid data provider. Now if I go to this, so this is the same dir.xml file. Now if I click on this, so this is the virtual type. Okay, now this is the purchase grid data provider. So you have to create again this file, and if you see, it's a virtual type. That means in Magento, if you know that we have a class type called virtual, that means it does not exist over there, but on the runtime it is being created, and from there all the functionality happens. Okay, and what we are trying to do is that we are trying to create a virtual type, which is, the name is purchase grid data provider. Okay, and also it is using the same collection from this particular resource model. Okay, so first we came to know about this part, that is the collection factory. Now we are done with this virtual type as well. Okay, now this is the data provider, and what else is there? So it is the same name that is being used over there. Okay, now okay, if I scroll down, so this is basically the container that we are going to use it. Now if you see, there are a hell lot of elements that are being punched into. So you can ignore it because we have some bookmarks. If you want to keep bookmarks, you can give but for the initial phase you can ignore these things. And what else is there? And there's filter search, you can also implement it. Okay, but I don't want to complicate this with the first go. And if you need any sort of extension for this video, then I'll create another video, because if I'm going to explain all these things, then it will be a lengthy one, and it will complicate the whole process. So at first, just create a simple grid with nothing, like no filter, no bookmarks on all, without no actions and all. Just create a simple grid and just understand the flow, how we are going to create it. Just keep in your mind that we have to create a layout file, and that layout file should be having a data provider, and that data provider should be coming from a collection factory. Another one is that we have to create a virtual type, and that should be again being used as a collection as well. So just keep these things in your mind, and I hope that you'll be able to create a grid. These are the filters. I'm also ignoring this part for the time being. And these are the mass actions. Mass actions means whenever, if you see Magento's grid, so these are the actions actually. So you can, let's say, so if you create, like, let's say if you select all these things, so whatever you want to do, you can delete it, you can edit it. So these are called mass actions. Okay, so you can do that as well using the layout files. So if I scroll down, this is the pagination that we have, that is this part, that how many data that you want to show over here. You can do that as well for the pagination part. And now this is the main, that is the another part, that is the columns. From here we have to inject the column names. So what we have over here is that, so this is basically the same you will get anywhere, like in Magento's document and all. So my main purpose over here is to explain you the flow, how you are going to create that. And all these codes you'll get from anywhere, from internet, and there are lots of sources from where you can get the code. But the most important thing is to understand the data flow and how you are going to create it. The flow is very much important. And if I scroll down, so from here we start giving the column names, that is the name, SQ, and these are the action columns. So if you see over here, we have ID, product name, SQ, and action. So if you go here, so this is the ID, first column, name, second column, third SQ, and the last one is the action column. So action column is basically used for editing and delete purpose, and whatever action you can give over here. So you can do that as well. And over here in this action column, you see I have given a class called UI component listing actions. So this is a separate class that I've created, that is using the UI component. And if you click on here, over here, if you see, if I click on this and expand it, I have given two actions, that is one is edit and one is deletion. So this one is for edit and this one is for delete. And if I scroll down, so you see that I am just preparing the data source, and from here I'm just trying to create the URLs, that what would be the URL if I'm going to edit, and what would be the URL if I'm going to delete it. So correspondingly, if I'm creating a edit, that particular controller should be there, and correspondingly if I'm clicking on delete, then that corresponding URL, that is the delete URL, should be there. In simple terms, that you have to create this particular action, that is the delete, and this is the edit. So you see, edit and delete. So I'm not going to that as well, because basically these are actually the actions that we are going to do. So if I'm going to delete it, or if I'm going to edit it, it will be like, as the name suggests, it will try to collect the collection factory and try to delete that particular data. And the same thing, if I click on this edit, it will try to move on to that particular page, and if you want to edit it, you can edit that part as well. So currently, as per our grid model, we cannot edit a particular data because it is coming directly from whatever the customer are purchasing from the front end. Okay, and so these are the actions that you have to create if you are giving anything in the column actions part. And yeah, that's it. So basically these are the these are the elements that you have to consider while creating a grid. Now what I'll do, I'll go to the di.xml, because over here we have certain things. And what we have over here, we have the basic filters over here, and this is the data source that I just talked about. And this is the first part, that's the important one. Second one is the grid collection, that whenever you're going to create a collection, you should give like what is the main table from where your collection is coming from, and these are the event prefix that you are going to give, okay, the event object as well, and the resource model. Just try to give like whatever name you are giving over here, just try to give that name as only. Don't try to let's say try to experiment with the names and all. Just give that two names, whatever you're giving, both the names should be similar, and this is the resource model from where we are going to use that. And the last one, that is the virtual type, that is a grid data provider, and from where we are getting this one. Okay, now let me go to the model. Okay, now this is the model, and if I talk about the first one, that is the data provider collection factory. So it is coming from model, resource model, purchase, grid collection, model, resource model, and purchased, grid collection. So this is the total collection from where we are going to create it. Okay, so there are lots of methods, you don't have to scare and all. You will be getting like this, like nothing much to explain over here, because it is simply trying to create a particular collection. And since I'm using Magento's own collection, okay, so what is happening over here, you see I'm trying to set the main table. Okay, so the main table, it is automatically, it is getting the data from here. So whatever arguments, as you can see, these are the types of arguments that I'm giving. Okay, and see, so the data flow should be like, and if you go to this particular listing data source, what it is, that the particular class that it is using is this one. So if I go here, see, this particular class have been used over here. There's a type of this class, and arguments that I'm getting over here is the main table, event prefix, event object, and resource model. So the same thing, the same arguments have been used over here. If you see event prefix, event object, resource model, and the main table. Okay, the same thing is being used over there. Now if I talk about the purchase data grid data provider, there is a virtual type, same thing that is being used, that is a collection that is being used is this particular class that I have just shown you. Okay, so you have to be very careful while you have to dealing with this sort of things. Okay, and if I try to open this one, this is the model one. Okay, it is initializing the resource model. So resource model means this one, resource, purchased, and this one. And from here I'm trying to use the main table, that is I'm using the sales order items, because you see, if whenever a customer is ordering something, that particular item is coming over here in this particular grid. I'm just refreshing it so that I don't have to log in again. Okay, so these are the particular order items that the customers are placing, so that's why I'm using that Magento's own sales order item. So you can create your own table and inject it accordingly. And this is the ID name, that is a field name. Okay, and if I click on this, you have to create the collection, and from here I'm initializing the model as well as the resource model. And if I click on grid, this is the final collection. This is the final collection that I just talked about a while earlier. Okay, and yeah, so I think that's it for my explanation. So let me check if I'm missing out anything. Okay, and see, this is basically the collection table. Over here, if you see, it's a very complicated, if you find it very much complicated, because I'm using Magento's functionality what they have used, so you can manipulate it. Okay, so you can inject whatever methods you can get from here. Okay, the main thing is that we have to prepare that particular collection. So that's it for the grid part. Okay, and I think I've explained all the things over here. And yeah, so this is the data provider that we talked about. Okay, and so over here, if you see, I'm trying to collect the data. Okay, see, the collection has been made, that is getting the data, get data function that are being used. I'm trying to load it, and if it is not empty, then I'm trying to load it and then setting it, then that particular data is being used in the particular grid. Okay, so I think I have covered most of the part. So if you have any confusion, or if you want to tell anything, you can drop your questions or whatever doubts you have in the comment section. I'll definitely try to revert back as soon as possible. Okay, and I'm just trying to see if I'm missing out anything. I think that's it from my side. And just ignore all those blocks and all, because those things will complicate the whole thing and all. So that is not required as per the current scenario is concerned. So just go ahead and just understand the workflow of it, how to create a grid in Magento 2. So I hope that in this video I'm able to clear most of your doubts. If not completely, then surely you can just drop your questions over there. I'd love to respond in that. Okay, I think, yeah, guys, so I think that's all from my side. I'll catch up in the next video. Till then, take care.